Hi, my name is Sean Yuchen Lewis and I'm from class P20. This is my ISSE video presentation. ICADA Network Services has tasked me to propose changes that they can make to their company to make it more secure. Thus, today I'll be talking about IT law regulations that are relevant to the company and changes that the company can make to their physical topology, logical topology, and endpoint security changes that they can make. I will first talk about what ICADA can do to satisfy some IT laws. Three of the IT laws that I believe are relevant to the company is unauthorized modification of computer materials, unauthorized use or interception of computer services, and unauthorized disclosure of access code. For the first two, what the company can do to follow this regulation is to make it so that the operating systems of their computers are auto-updated, tell employees to avoid suspicious email attachments, and to keep sensitive information out of their cloud servers. For the last one, the regulation can be followed by forbidding the sharing of access codes between employees. Two more IT laws that I believe are relevant to the company is protection of personal data and accuracy of personal data. For the first one, the company can follow that regulation by auto-updating their operating systems and keeping sensitive information out of the cloud. For the second one, the company can follow this regulation by getting employees to regularly review recorded personal information about them. Now I will talk about what changes I believe ICADA should make to their physical topology. I believe that ICADA should no longer have all of the departments in the same open space as part of their open door policy. Instead, all of the departments should be separated by walls, but they should still be able to communicate with each other. So what I propose is that the entrance to all of the departments can still be opened from the inside. So say if an employee from a different department wants to go into another department room, when they reach that department room, an employee from inside that department can open the entrance from the inside to allow the employee in. So this is the current office topology in all three of the offices. As you can see, in all of the offices, all of the departments are in the same open space, with the exception of the management department in Singapore. In my proposed office topology, all of the departments in all three of the offices will have their own room. This is to make it harder for sensitive information to be leaked to other departments or leaked to outside of the company. Now I will talk about changes that can be made to the physical topology of the data centers, which is where all of the servers are kept. Currently, the data center doors are all open, which will allow IT staff easy access to the data center. However, this also comes with its own set of disadvantages. Any malicious person will be able to easily gain access to the servers inside the data center. So what I am proposing is for the doors of the data centers to be kept closed and for access to only be allowed to the appropriate IT staff through the use of an appropriate fingerprint. I also recommend the implementation of security cameras outside of the data center, and they should preferably be in each other's field of vision, so that if one malicious person disables one security camera, another security camera will catch that act. I also recommend putting an employee on watch-out outside of the data center, and they should come either from the facility security department or from the operations department. So this is the current and proposed data center topology. On the left side, the current data center topology. There are no security implementations outside of the data center, and the doors are wide open. On the right side, the topology that I am proposing, the doors are kept closed and are protected by a fingerprint scanner. There are also security cameras implemented outside the data center, and an employee is always on watch outside of the data center. Now I'll be talking about what kind of logical topology I believe should be implemented. I will be following IAAA, which stands for Identification, Authentication, Authorization, and Accountability. For identification, the employee will need to provide their work email to the system for the system to check. For authentication, I believe that a two-factor authentication system should be set up. The first part of the system involves the employee providing a password to the system. If the password is correct, the system will then check a fingerprint provided by the employee. If both the password and the fingerprint are correct, Only then will the employee gain access to their account. For authorization, I believe that a role-based access system should be set up. In a role-based access system, the access level of information that an employee has access to depends on their role in the company. And for accountability, I believe that non-repudiation should be implemented. Non-repudiation means that when an employee sends data over the company network, they will need to provide a digital signature as well. This way, it will be difficult for the employee to deny that they send that data over the network. And of course, endpoint security changes can also help ensure user responsibility, which is what I will talk about next. Now I will talk about my recommended endpoint security changes. I was given 20 endpoint security settings to choose from, and I picked 5 that I believe were the most urgent to address. The first one is auditing user account management, which basically involves recording down changes made to user accounts, such as the creation of a new user account or the change in passwords of any user accounts. The second one is auditing PNP activity, which basically detects when a plug-and-play device is inserted into a computer. This can be helpful for IT staff after a cyber attack, determine if any unapproved external devices were inserted into a computer. The third one is auditing account lockout, which basically detects when a user is locked out of their account due to too many unsuccessful login attempts. This can be helpful in determining malicious intent. The fourth one is auditing log-on, which basically detects when a user logs on to their account. This can also be helpful for IT staff during an investigation. The reason I chose auditing log-on over auditing log-off is because the computer can actually be completely shut down without generating a log-off event. And my last setting, auditing removable storage, involves detecting whether any files from an external device is inserted into a computer, or if any files from a computer is inserted into an external device. This can be helpful in determining if any viruses or other kind of malicious files were inserted into a computer from an external device, or if any files from inside a computer were inserted into an external device. To make the changes to these settings, you will first need to access the Group Policy Editor, and from there, navigate to the Advanced Audit Policy configuration. To access the Group Policy Editor, you will need to open up your command prompt and type down gpedit.msc. Once you're in the Group Policy Editor, you should be under the local computer policy. From there, go to Computer Configuration. From Computer Configuration, go to Windows Settings. And from Windows Settings, go to Security Settings. From Security Settings, go to Advanced Audit Policy Configuration. And from Advanced Audit Policy Configuration, go to System Audit Policies, Local Group Policy object on the left side. Once you press on this, a list of policies where you can change the settings will then appear. Now I will explain how to audit the policies. Audit user account management can be found under the account management section. This will be changed to success and failure. Auditing PNP activity can be found under the detailed tracking section, and this is changed to success. Audit account lockout can be found under the log on log off section, and this is changed to success and failure. Audit log on is also found under the log on log off section, and this is changed to success and failure. Lastly, audit removable storage can be found under the object access section, and this is changed to success and failure. I also have some additional recommendations for ICADA. Firstly, all of the data centers should have more servers added to them. This is because each data center currently only has one server, which may not be enough to support ICADA's big workload. Secondly, the IT staff are currently not trained in security. They should be sent to classes that will better train them in security. Thirdly, the database and business applications should not be on the same server, because if they are, and one of them is compromised, the other one will be compromised as well. Lastly, the server settings should be configured outside of the default settings. For one thing, make sure that the secure file transfer protocol is activated, so that data sent over the company network is encrypted. You should also make sure that the sudo user access replaces root user access as the highest possible user access on the servers. This way, if a malicious person gains access to the servers, they will not be able to make changes without the necessary password. These are my references. Thank you.